Guess what I'm doing today? You want some? Guess what today's project is? Something I'm not looking forward to, but something that needs to be done. There really isn't a lot of snow, as you can kind of see behind me. In fact, there are some bare spots in the driveway. But what you don't see is down in front of that little pickup right there, that's the farm's pickup, stretching for about 40 or 50 feet, there's a 3-foot drop. And when that snow gets packed, that becomes a sheet of ice and nothing can get up it. Yeah, so we're going to spend today on Stinky and try to move some of the snow out of the way. Normally when I have Stinky, our little tractor, parked, I flip that seat up to keep that very thing right there from happening. As you can tell, there's a bunch of snow and frozen water in the pan of that seat. So fortunately, it flips up and you rattle it good. Most of the snow comes out, but you're still left with a bunch of ice, which, yeah, that's going to be not so much fun to sit on today. Now, when I had the seat flipped up the other day, rainwater was hitting right here just like it just did and was running down. Anyway, it was splattering. And the top of this was all covered with nothing but ice. Well, that little button right there that looks like a headlight dimmer switch on an old vehicle is actually the starter button on this tractor. And it was so caked in ice, it wouldn't even make a contact to even start the tractor. So we're going to try it and see if we can get it to start today. Well, she's just been absolute obnoxious today. Usually Stinky fires right up. Yeah, I'm kind of feathering the choke there with the other hand, so. Oh. Yeah, there comes some more of that. Yeah. Cold, flooded, and otherwise stinky-ing. Well, you've probably all heard me speak about Stinky. The farm's 8N Ford tractor. That's what we're going to be using today. It is January of 2020. And this particular tractor happens to be 70 years old this month. Mostly bone stock original, others some new hoses, tires, and whatnot, the stuff that needs to be replaced. And yeah, despite it being hard starting this morning, it does fire up and run, and it does do the job. You'll have to forgive the camera flashing light and dark and whatnot. I am using an older cell phone that doesn't have image stabilization, has a hard time dealing with lighting and whatever. Seriously considering getting a GoPro camera. I can't say that there's enough difference between the GoPro Hero 7 and the 8 to justify the cost difference of buying an 8, other than it's a newer model. I've even considered the GoPro Hero Max, the 360 view camera. Don't really need the 360 degree view thing at all. It will operate in a hero mode of just one camera working, but it does have a view screen, so I know what it is that I'm framing in a shot. So If any of you have any thoughts on that, do let me know. And for those that have never run a 70-year-old tractor that still operates on a 6-volt starting system and no cab, no heat, no air conditioning, you have come to the right channel for that. Nothing we have is that new and that nice. But we're homesteading on the original family farm, and this is what we've got to use, and this is what we're going to work with. The first thing that I need to do today is move the snow away from the fence line and down yonder over here by the garage. So I'm going to angle the blade to make that happen. And you pull the little lock pin from under here, pull this up, and manually swing that until all those holes line up. Then you can put this back in. Might have to jiggle it a bit. And then the pin goes back in down here. Yeah, right there. Despite it being a little overcast today, I'm going to take Stinky out and we're going to go mow down some corn and weeds in what was an experimental garden plot. Now, most of you have seen this on the back of our little 8N tractor before. We call it Stinky for obvious reasons if you've been following along. Now, so I've had people ask me why I don't use the top link, this piece here that attaches to this on the mower. That link is extendable so that that pin right there that I'm holding on to would go in those holes. The reason why I don't use that top link is because without it, it lets the mower deck float up and down and around like that high-tech CGI stuff. Anyway, it doesn't let the mower deck flow over uneven surfaces. It's great for transporting it down the road, so you can get that unit trailer wheel up off the ground. But with that wheel on the ground and the link here and the one over on the other side of the two lower links of the 3-point hitch, that gives it a level front, and yeah, you get a more level, even cut that way. Okay, as I mentioned before, we're going to mow down some of that standing corn down there. That was a sweet corn that was picked rather vigorously, but there were some cobs left on it, and the idea to leave it standing was mine, thinking that there may be some birds or animals looking for some forage food for the winter, which doesn't appear to be happening. Then we have a row of an herb, and right here, these purple looking things are kohlrabi. From what I'm told, they taste kind of like a cabbage. Here's one out of the ground right now. It is like a beet, but it grows on top of the ground, and that root tuber is what's down in the ground. This one, of course, is frozen and absolutely no good. But there's still a few of them out here, like these right here, that are purple and still reasonably firm and not frozen. But yeah, they're going to get mowed up along with the weeds down yonder that contain some more sweet corn, and over on that side there were some potatoes planted, and none of that actually matured and did any good this year. Well, here's a little something from an ear of corn that was planted out there. This is some heirloom variety corn that a young couple had planted out there in one of the garden plots. That doesn't look very edible right now, but in the spring of the year, or summer I should say, when it's white and frothy, the Indians, as I understand it, used to fry it up somehow, and I guess it was a delicacy for them to eat, kind of like candy. It was supposed to be sweet or whatever. I don't know how they prepared it, but yeah. Anyway, that's a fungus or a mold. Yeah, it's growing out there, and because of those heirloom seeds, we have this now in the garden plots. And that just about makes those garden plots useless for anything in the future because of fear of spreading this stuff to the other varieties of corn that might be planted out there, or just another corn crop, period. That seriously cuts into production and whatnot. So if you're looking to making any money on that kind of a thing, yeah, that's not a good thing to have. Well, offhand, I'd say that looks a lot better out there now that all that's been mowed down from one end to the other. Yeah. Now on to another project.